Hello and welcome to the Witch's Realm. I'm Andrea Franco, intuitive business mentor.
And I'm Amanda Root, mindset and manifestation mentor. We created this podcast as a safe space for women to connect and come out of the witch's closet and own their magic.
We discuss everything from business, pleasure, spell work, sex, wealth, and how to live a magically abundant as fuck life.
Yeah, get ready to tune in and get turned on. All our friends are driving.
I know.
Friends are driving by.
No, but I really think that during Mercury retrograde, I get in the most like misunderstandings with people. So whenever Mercury retrograde starts, I'm like, okay, like I have to be aware. I don't know if the word we want to say of like, okay, I might be misunderstood right now, or I might misunderstand someone.
Yeah,
And
totally.
that happens a lot.
Yeah. I think with like my phone...
I was just telling the story before he walked in. I tried to tell it really fast.
My phone has been like really messed up though. I've been having like issues with my texts not going through. My Wi-Fi's been fucked up. My Zoom's been fucked up. My Outlook today was fucked up. I mean, it's really just beyond. So we've got a couple more. We have a little bit longer of Mercury retrograde.
I thought it just started.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I could go look. I might have a Mercury retrograde candle for you. We need one of those. Like we should light that now too.
I just lit a candle.
Yeah, but we should light out the wealth candle with the Mercury retrograde so it doesn't fuck up our wealth. Not that anything can fuck up my wealth, but
yeah,
it likes to have fun with it at least.
So the other thing that I feel like happens during an eclipse is that when things come into alignment, everything that is not part of that just kind of floats away and melts away. And so all of the things that like aren't working for me, I feel like are starting to break down. And like even the things that I was like trying to hold on to,
I know.
they're just flying away.
They're just saying bye-bye.
Just like bye.
The last eclipse that happened, that's why I was like mentally preparing for this one. Like, what am I going to lose? Who's going to leave? I actually did end officially like a friendship and some other things. I just feel like every single eclipse, once you really find your soul assignment, it just like more shit will leave. And then the shit for your next level will come. That's just how it is. But
I also feel like the economy, the other thing I wanted to say is like the stock market it's been tanking for a little while, but like
it took a big shit.
It took a big shift when the solar eclipse happened, and then it's still continuing to just, I mean, I feel like it's a renewal, like, right. It's like a rebirth and we're entering into the season. This season goes like all the way through September. Like this shit is not over until September or October in full.
Please
so it's
say
just going to be
like right before my 30th birthday.
And months of.
No, so want to know the craziest thing is I was looking at my pattern app and like I haven't been in by the way, you need to get the pattern like for all of this shit. Like it goes the moon phases, like world updates. I feel like we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I love the pattern.
I always get like I made my partner on here. So I always get like
November 8th is
no.
the last one. Yeah.
Fuckery. Anyways, fuckery. I was going to say something about this.
What was pattern?
Oh, my pattern right now, it literally said like release in advance and it's like until like that time. So I'm like, I think that like I'm releasing and advancing throughout the whole rest of this eclipse season. And then it's so funny, because like on the pattern you have, I don't know if you want to call them, I'll just name it a season, whatever, where you're having like major big shifts in your life. So it'll say like, this is what you're doing in your life. And right now I'm in lease in advance. And then like after that, it's like something really, do you see your timing on the pattern?
Yeah. No, I really enjoy it.
Hold on, your timing. We got to click that. So I'm in release in advance. And then after that is attraction and personal growth. It's like so perfect.
Yeah.
So epically perfect.
Yeah. I feel like for me right now, like everything that I'm reading about like my sign and my placements and my houses and where everything is right now, that I am kind of changing gears and shifting directions.
I feel like that's where the whole world is though.
In a different
Don't
direction. I don't know.
I mean, look around us. Every single person that I know around me is...
Yeah, but that's not everyone. That's because you surround yourself with people who are like us. There are people who go through their whole lives doing the same thing every single day and never wake up to any of this shit and are completely unaware or caring.
But like, those are the people not listening to our podcast.
True that.
Do you think that someone who's unaware is listening to the Witches Realm?
No.
So I'm going to speak to the Witches Realm
Totally.
audience.
No. I mean, they are all feeling it. They know what's going on.
No, I know. I just think that every single person around me is either A, leaving their job, starting their own career, B, making pivots or shifts in their business. Like I've watched like 50 of my people in my close online space right now burn their business to the ground, pivot. Like one of my girlfriends just said, I'm no longer doing anything online. I'm doing in person only. Like there's been a lot of crazy shit. And I'm even being pulled. Like we're finally launching our fucking retreat in the next week or two. It's coming in. It'll be in August. I promise. It's about to come out. Like holy fuck, I'm sorry. Like I'm the reason it hasn't been launching, so I'll take the fucking fall here.
It's fine. Everything is happening at the way that it's supposed to happen. Like
I've just
it's
been
gonna
in a
launch
fucking...
when it's supposed to launch.
Look,
like
you'd rather come to a house with endless hot water than
we have to get everything right.
I know, but we have to get more mattresses too.
Yeah, we have a lot to do. We need beds for those mattresses.
Yeah, well, that's easy. The mattresses are the big part. And then they're beautiful.
There's a lot
Ish
to do.
texted me and let me know that he got in mattresses, in case you were wondering.
Ish. Shout out to our boy Ish.
The guy that works at like the Raymore and Flanagan
I love him.
place.
That was so great.
I have bought so much stuff for them that he knows me by name. He's like, Andrea, you want to buy this? Like fucking Ish.
It's really coming together though.
No, I know.
Like
Today we had a really good day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were here for a small portion, but you got the most done.
I know how to get shit done. I will Jenga that fucking closet right down.
That was hilarious.
That was honestly, I have to say that, let me just say this, okay? I had a horrible fucking day, and putting those pieces together in that closet was the highlight of my fucking day. The highlight of my day.
No, like
sometimes accomplishing something is really good. They
thought that the holes weren't working, and then I was like, the holes are working. The holes are working. Like I will put it in the hole.
I will stick it in.
I will stick it in the hole. Mm-hmm. And no, I did. I got it in the hole. Yeah, y'all. They thought. That
I want
to
go back to something you said about being open though, because I think that's really important.
From holes to open.
Well, that reminded me. Holes like make me think of being open. It's like a circle.
Oh, I was thinking about other things, but keep going.
So, the week of the solar eclipse, April 30th. My husband was away. Chris was in Colorado. He was traveling for business, and my kids had the flu.
Oh my God, I remember this.
And yeah, it was like fucking last week. And I was working so hard. But like, honestly, usually when Chris travels, I am very unfazed. Like, I'm like, whatever, I'll see you later. Like,
I am dreading when he has to go to this fucking wedding because I don't want to sleep alone.
We've been married for, 15 years.
Fine.
So
okay,
listen, we've gone on a lot of trips, and normally I'm totally fine, and I'm just like, I know he's gonna be back in a week. Like I'll sleep by myself. Like I'm fine. This time around, this trip, okay. I was not okay. This is the first time ever that when he was traveling, I didn't sleep. I had a really really hard time. I was
Can
every
you come
single
sleep
day
over when he goes to the wedding.
No.
Why?
When?
Bring the kids. They can play with the turtles.
Someone will sleep over with you. I will drop off someone for you.
Okay,
when is this?
I don't know. At the end of May, I think.
Oh my God.
I have not slept in this big house by myself.
You haven't?
No. When have I slept here by myself?
Why aren't you going?
I'm not invited to the wedding.
Oh.
Or the bachelor party. I don't fucking know. There's two things.
Oh my God. We're going to have to figure something out.
Maybe I'll go somewhere.
Char will have a slumber party with you.
I'm going to have to invite somebody here. Maybe I'll ask Vanessa or Joanna or something. Okay, anyway, so you were scared.
I was in my feels.
Or you were in your feels.
I was in my feels. I missed him so much. And I was like,
I feel like he felt that way when you went to New York, though. He was kind of cute.
He did.
He was like FaceTiming you.
Yeah, we've been like really, really connected on like these really deep, we're in this really, really deep portal right now in our relationship, which is nuts. After this many years,
I know.
To be in a new place is really wild. And I'm like, I love it.
It just goes to show you that if you allow yourself to open, there's no level of openness that there's a cap. You know what I mean?
I think that this all stems from me I still haven't, just for the record, I still have not touched my vibrator. It has been over 30 days.
I have not touched my vibrator.
I have not
Since I
touched my
cheated that
vibrator.
one time, I have not touched my vibrator.
Even when he was away.
Yeah.
And when he came home, he was like, did you break it out? Because he was like, listen, if you need to like get off while I'm gone.
Look, I will say like I haven't even been masturbating. And like that's weird.
I didn't masturbate the whole time he was gone.
Because
I thought about it.
I was like, okay, let's quit the vibrator. But we still like, even Monica teaches that you still can use the glass toys or your hand. Right. And I haven't done either of that. So maybe I just need to get my pussy in tonight.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to get it in tonight. But
I always air out Amanda's dirty laundry on the podcast. She was reading me before and I was like, do you just need to get your pussy in? She's like, yes.
Yes. Yes, I do. But it's just crazy because like when he was away, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Like I've never really felt this before. Not that I've never missed him. That's not what I'm saying. Like I literally wanted him to come home. Like I was just like counting. And maybe it's because my kids were sick. Like maybe that has something to do with it.
No, I do think that like so here's the thing, and this isn't a judgment for people who use vibrators and whatever, but like I'm sorry, it's a type of numbing, right? When you allow yourself to be so open, it's like my partner is the only one other than like, you know, that's giving me that orgasm, and like you're allowing your heart to open deeper and do eye gazing and go really, really deep there. Like when they're not here, like I feel like you miss them. You do, you know, and you like long for their touch.
Yeah. And like I've been allowing him to really, how do I word this? It's like really hard for me to explain, but like I've been allowing him to really support me.
Yeah.
In ways that I maybe wasn't open to that support in the past. And so when not having it was really hard. Like I was like, oh my God, like this is fucking
I don't know
horrible.
if maybe that's an eclipse season thing too, because even after Monica's retreat, I don't feel like I was still like being very asky. And then like once this eclipse season hit, I was like, okay, like I need help, you know? And I think that if we allow ourselves to be open and vulnerable, because that's the other word.
Yes. Vulnerable is a tough one for, I think both of you and I both really work on that because that's where we bond, right? Like way back when we're
both two people who have really big hearts, but our
vulnerable, keep them super guarded
because our vulnerability has often, and I was having this conversation today when, you know, my partner asked me like, why don't you ask for things? It's like, you're desiring that, but you're not asking that. And it's the dead truth is, first of all, as a kid, you know, like, and sorry to like always air out my poor parents' dirty laundry, but like my father, you know, like when I would ask him for something, it would always be no. And so after a while, you get into a point where if I ask for this, it's going to be no. So eventually you stop fucking asking. So it's actually very awkward for me to ask for things. It's when those things make me vulnerable. And we were actually talking about this because I was like, when do I struggle to ask for things? I struggle to ask for things sometimes in the bedroom. I struggled to ask for things like today I was getting a massage and I felt weird asking the lady turn off the fucking heated bed, you know, like vulnerable
That was
moments.
Such an interesting conversation. I really enjoyed the conversation that we had today and like the time that we spent today because I feel like I have shifted my energy just from like what we talked about with the eclipses and just like everything. And exactly what you're saying, like once you open yourself up,
I feel like we're going to have to like cut this in half because now we're going into something even better of like openness and talking about the past.
Yeah. And, but what you're saying about like asking, you know, if you asked your parents for something, the answer was no. Like for me, my parents are super, super giving. Like my dad is, he can't, I know how to get like literally anything from that man. Like it's horrible.
I love him.
It's horrible. Like I just annoy the shit out of him until he gives me what I want. So for me, it was more like, I'm fiercely independent. Like that was like a trauma thing for me. I think like I could do it myself. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody's help.
After I got there. Yep.
Yeah. And so
why do I need to ask? I could do it myself.
I could do it
or
myself.
I could hire someone to do it.
I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone was like a big wound for me.
I don't need anybody.
And I think like I'm letting that completely go. And I
like,
love that. I need a lot of things.
No, I do too. I think that like when it comes to certain things, I'm like, I need someone to take out the trash.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want it.
Yeah, like today when you're like, let's do that. I'm like, no, that's a boy job.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not about like gender roles or whatever.
Sometimes it is.
But
you
know, with the trash and that.
Yeah, like I think that so many times like we just don't know how to express it. It's like, you need to take out fucking trash. And I'm like, babe, if you take out the trash, it would make me happy. It makes me gross to take out the trash. If your man wants to make you feel gross, then he shouldn't be the damn man for you. Because your man should want your pussy to be dripping, not for you to feel gross. So like you just have to, you know, relay that in a feminine way. But the other thing before I forget, since I started the topic, was when I asked for help and or support, and we talked about this and it got really deep in our conversation, it always came with strings attached.
Yes.
Right? So it was either I got a no or I got a yes, and then something had to come from it. And I used like this horrible example, but this is the one that's coming to my mind is I will never forget. I burned my hand so fucking bad. Remember that? Remember when I burned my hand?
Yeah. I'm trying to like really remember the details, but yeah, you were doing a spell, right?
I was doing a spell. Yeah. And I burned my hand.
I burned my hand many times.
I did not think that was ever going to heal.
It
like,
healed up pretty
I
nice.
can't even believe it did.
You have hand issues.
I do have hand issues. Anyways, so like my partner comes over and he's acting like so loving. You know, he's like wrapping me up, taking care of me. Blah, 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 blah. And then when he leaves, like before he's leaving, he's like giving a really like, you could tell he's pissed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he literally put in a text that basically like he came to take care of me. So I should have had sex with him.
Not your current partner.
Not my current.
Can you be clear about that?
Because I just said in the past.
Okay. I feel like we need to be very clear that this is not your current boyfriend.
This is not my current boyfriend. My current boyfriend is not misogynistic. This
is one of your ghosts.
This is one of my ghosts. But it's just like it's a prime example of I asked for support. I got really vulnerable. I allowed someone to take care of me, which I never do. And then it was like, well, I need something from you. And so that's happened a lot to me where like I asked for support and I don't think anyone would even tell my grandfather this, but this hurt so bad. So I had my grandfather come here and pay for the tent stuff for the housewarming party. And I was going to give him the money back. Totally fucking slipped my mind. Right. And the fucked up thing is that all of my family, like they have given to like all of my family, the 8 grandkids, and like they have never asked for the money back.
Your grandparents?
Never. They never asked for it back. I don't need to air all the dirty laundry, but like.
This is really a theme today for you.
This is a theme. Yeah. So he was like texting me for it and was like really rude about it. And I was like, sorry, I forgot. And then it was like, yeah, I guess people with money like forget about us small people. And I was like, what the fuck? Right. And then I was like, oh, I guess people
Mercury retrograde, it's communication error.
I was like, I guess people with money get treated differently because you've never asked another grandchild for $1 back a day in your life.
How much money are we talking about?
$240.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, and you know me, I of course would give him to him back, but I was just like so hurt by that. Like again, like you doing me a favor came with strings attached of like blah, 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 whatever. And I guess that's a little different, but most often when it's been a vulnerable ask, something I'm uncomfortable asking someone for, there's been
it's just interesting because like we're both like very assertive women too. So it's like interesting to me that I am like so willing to ask for certain things, but then other things the others. I shy away from it. But honestly, I've really been intentional about this lately. Yeah.
Because I was like, where am I afraid to ask for things? Because when you said that to me, I was like, you're so fucking right. I'm so fucking assertive. I have no problem speaking my fucking mind. But when I feel vulnerable is when I'm afraid to ask.
Right.
And that's when I don't ask.
And I think change is really tricky for you. Like I love change, and that's something that I like. I thank God every day because that is something that a lot of people come to me with. Like I have like general categories of what people come to work with me on, and like resistance to change is something I see.
No, I don't like change.
Fucking constantly. And I love change. Like my dad like drilled in my head as a kid, like change is opportunity.
Yeah.
It's if you're not growing, you're dying.
I just think that's weird to say that I don't love change because I am always
You love
changing.
change. You love change. You just resist it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People do love change. They love to look back at the change and go, oh, look how much I've changed.
I mean, I don't know who I am like last week. You know what I mean? But I do feel like I get very comfortable. Like, so like change, like I don't love moving. You know, like I don't like being uprooted. There are some things that like I just don't do well in.
Right. And so like, when you're getting uncomfortable, you're like
one of those things. Yeah, like I freak out.
Yeah.
Like,
but like in your home, this is the most important place right now for you to be like asking for things, because until this is settled,
for today for the first time. I was proud of myself.
Yeah. No, you did well. We did well today. We had a good day. Yeah. This is definitely
a two-parter,
a great episode. I love this. I love that we talked about this. This feels very like relevant to me. I feel like today I was literally like, how am I going to get back in my body? How am I going to ground myself? And I think we talked about some really good ways, like break out the sage.
Eclipse though actually is a good thing, not with just opening, but looking at those patterns. And that's what I got to do today is like, okay, where am I afraid to ask and why? So then I got to the pattern and then where it stemmed from. And then you get to rewrite it. Yeah. I think the eclipse and now with the Mercury retrograde is a good time to rewrite these and start doing different. Because if you're with a good friend or a good partner or whatever, then those people will be willing to rewrite the pattern with you and will be patient. So like today I was like, Amanda, I would like you help me with this and like bless my home and blah, blah, blah. And it's like awkward for me to sometimes ask for that stuff, you know, like stuff that we charge for and whatever. And I was like, oh, in return, I'll do this, whatever. It's like, it's weird sometimes, you know? And I think that the closer that I get to certain people, the more I'm like, hey, will you help me? Yeah. And we know that we would do it for each other though. You know, and I think those are the people that I'm going to work on the most with asking for things, is the people of the relationships that mean the most to me.
Yeah, well, that's an investment in the relationship, I feel. I feel like, you know, you, like remember how I was saying, like, things that are not in alignment are just, like, melting away? I feel like if I don't care enough to ask, then it shows that I really probably don't care that much. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have really tried to be really honest with people about like what I need. And right now I need a lot of patience from people. Like I have a lot going on. Yep. I have 3 businesses. I have 3 kids. I have a husband. I have a podcast, planning a lot of things this year, you know, so I need a lot of patience. Yep. I need people to be like really patient with me and flexible. And I've been trying to be like really open and vulnerable about that and just be like, listen, I'm doing the best that I can.
I know usually you'd be like, I got it. Or like try to rush to do something to help people, when now it's like, no, you have to put you in what you need first.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's important.
I've been really like trying to take care of myself in a lot of ways that like in the past I kind of like ignored myself because I felt like I needed to take care of everybody else first. Which, you know, I mean, it's, you know, it's natural when you're a mom.
There's moments where I think being a caregiver is a good thing. Like I will say that I've always been someone, and I was even having this conversation today. I'm always that friend, like on your birthday, on a holiday, like there's like, I'm that friend, like I'm going to show up. I'm going to support. Have I ever missed a birthday of yours? Have I, like, vice versa. Right. Yeah. Like, and there are people who aren't like that, You know, like I think that I'm a planner, I'm a lover, I'm a surpriser, I'm a giver. Like, and I'm just someone who wants to make sure that my friends, my partner, the people around me are happy. And some people just aren't like that, but we are both naturally like that. And I think that's what makes us us, and what makes us so lovable, and what makes us so, you know, real and genuine. But at the same time, there is a point when we have to say, okay, I'm going to receive in return, and need to ask people for patience. And I think that's what we're both learning right now.
Yeah. I've also been like facing my fears too. Like honestly, doing that activation on the
I know. I was proud of you.
It was a really big deal.
It was your
for
like
me.
first comment.
It was a big deal for
I
me.
know.
You know, like I have been wanting to do in-person healing for a really long time with a group. Like I do a lot of one-on-one work. Like the majority of the work that I do is one-on-one.
Yep.
And I have been wanting, and I literally that day when I said, I'm doing something on the eclipse. I don't care. Like I said to Hannah, I don't care if one person comes. I just want to do it. It's for me. Like, and holding that space, honestly, that was one of the most incredible days I have ever had. The women that joined were incredible. More people came than I anticipated. I was pleasantly surprised, and I was so fucking honored to witness such beautiful, beautiful growth in people. Like when I see people feeling better and just feeling good, like just like our conversation today, like when you feel a weight lifted off of you, you can't put a price on that. Like
I know.
It's literally the most beautiful thing.
There is no price on wholeness, on emotional intelligence, on feeling grounded, on feeling seen, on feeling witnessed in that journey. It really is. It's
or
fucking
just being
priceless.
able to witness it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, holy shit. Like, wow.
The first retreat I hosted, I was like, oh my God, like I got to facilitate this. It's crazy.
It's so amazing.
I can't wait for ours.
The coolest thing was my mom was one of my participants. Like my mom like really has never been on any part of this journey. Like this is a new journey for her. And she has been asking me like so many questions about what I do. And I was like, why don't you just come see? That was kind of like my Mother's Day gift to her. And it was just like, it was so beautiful. It was so cool. At one point I was sitting there and I was like, holy shit, like my mom is right there. Like, I was like talking about like my pussy and sex and like all this shit like with my mom, and I warned her. She said, I feel like she said right in the thing, she goes, I told you to fuck as much as you possibly could your whole life.
I think that did. You know, like both our moms are getting more used to the way we talk and the things that we talk about. I think that my mom used to really be like fucked up over like you said what, you know, and she's never listened to this podcast. She would definitely
my Aunt Donna listens to this podcast.
Shout out Aunt Donna.
Yes,
you're a ride or die, seriously.
But she will like text me and be like, oh my God, like I'm loving this, and I love it. Listen, everyone, like I said from the very beginning, they know us. Yep. These people know us, love us.
Like, I act on this podcast how I act every given second of my life. This is how I talk. This is like, and that's why when sometimes Amanda was like, "Oh, you're gonna say that," I'm like, "I would say that to you."
No, I'm really glad that you
know, like
you have led the way as far as like us not being censored here and being authentic, and I really
I think that's what people love, and I think that
I love it.
I was not gonna censor who I am or what I'll talk about or how I would really fucking
we've
say
said
something.
That from the beginning. Like we've said from the beginning, like we will talk about whatever the fuck we want,
however the
fuck I want. This is our platform. Yeah, this is our space. Like for our people that want whoever. Yeah, I am shocked by the people who I run into and say to me, oh my God, I am on episode 19.
I had a couple people blah, blah, go through the whole fucking thing at once. I'm like, you listen to that in a day?
I love it. I love it. People, I am shocked by the people who have been listening, and it's honestly just so amazing. So thank you guys.
We need to start like putting it out in the world a little more. But
check out our YouTube, our websites.
Or don't check out our YouTube so you don't have to see how horrible I look today. I'm just kidding.
And if you have any questions, send them into the Witches Realm podcast at gmail.com.
I want to do another question fucking podcast. That we should do that next time. Maybe we'll post in the group too. And on maybe we can make like a question box for the Instagram bios too. I think that would be helpful. Yep. For someone to just submit.
Maybe
let's
need
make life
Instagram.
Smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Maybe we need an Instagram. That's just like a really long
process of like someone having to
title.
Yeah.
But we would have to say which is realm
Instagrams.
Podcast. We do have enough of it. I really don't want to run another Instagram. I have to run Meant for Magic.
Neither. I'm like,
I'm finalizing the trademark this week. It all passed through.
Exciting. I have to go pick my kid up from dance.
Speaking of moms calling, we're not.
Oh
Hold on. Let's answer really fast.
FaceTiming me.
Hi, Mom. You're currently on the podcast. Say hello to the podcast. Oh my God.
Hi, my people.
All right, I'll call you back when I'm done recording. I love you.
We're wrapping up.
Love you too, bye.
Bye.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Love you. Bye.
Oh my God.
There's people walking by.